Lisa with Crafting in Colorado. Today is Sunday, June 20th, 2023. It's the end of the day. I think it's almost 5 o'clock. I have been trying to do this video since Thursday night. And I'm gonna do this come hell or high water. This video is happening today. So for those of you who are new to my channel, thank you for joining me today. I normally share projects that are full coverage projects. This video is going to be a lot different than my normal Flosstubes. I haven't shared a video in 2 months. Things have gotten in the way. And then in May, rather than doing Mania, I decided to do a mini May, meaning I was going to only work on mini projects. And it's like every little project that I worked on, I had a problem with. And I started to get so frustrated because large projects, full coverage, you start and you get your rhythm and you get going. Small projects, you barely get going and you're like, oh, this doesn't work. Let's start again. I think I had to restart every project in my mini May. So that was a bit of a ordeal. And then I was thinking, you know, these are all small projects. I don't have many to share with you. And then I always take notes for what I'm going to share with you guys. I ended up working on 12 projects over this time frame, which I was kind of shocked. Now, granted, these are small. These are very, very small. So if you are normally here for full coverage projects, you know, feel free not to watch because I get it. Sometimes we all have that our thing or our style that we like to watch. And so this is not going to be the norm for me. But if you want to stick around, I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of different things. There will be a lot of haul. A lot of haul. And there will not be just cross stitch. I've kind of gone down a rabbit hole for a couple other crafts that needle art related that yeah, so let's just start into this and get going. I'm worried that this is going to be a long video. So if you're not into the other crafts that I am going to discuss today, feel free to fast forward. I don't blame you. So, oops, sorry. I thought I was prepared in here. I'm not. The first project that I worked on, right after I visited with you the last time, I didn't print a copy. Darn it. So I'll have to do just a... Well, this is going badly already. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. The first project that I started on, I'm doing a Sal with Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. She's on Instagram and Flosstube. We are doing a Sal called 2x2 on 22. And it is for any projects that are done by 2x2 stitch art on Etsy. This is the project that I am going to be working on. And this does not have a name. It's just called Sampler 85. Okay. And this is where I'm at. I'm at 3.1 So just barely got started. I got this little red Volkswagen. Funny story, when I was a kid in the early 70s, my folks had a red Volkswagen like that. So I had to get that needle minder. My folks had a red one and my grandparents had a blue one. And we'd go all around the country camping. But anyway, this is where I'm at on this. I mean, I think I only worked on this like two nights, and I'm at 3%. So I'm really looking forward to working on this because this is going to be pretty. And I haven't done any projects like this really before. So there's that. That's my first one. The second one that I worked on here, this was a restart. The pattern is called Love Letters Chocolate Shop by Amy Stewart. This was a gift from Jemima, the rocking stitcher. She gifted me this pattern. And, you know, there's so many stitchers out there who stitch on 25 count Aida or Lugana. And I'm like, oh, I want to be like you guys and be able to do that. Well, I couldn't do it. I got to 0.23%. Said, I can't see this. Even with extra magnification, I couldn't see it. So I restarted it this go around. This is my go-to. It is 20 count Aida, 3/1 tent stitch. So we're just in those leaves at the top here, just in those leaves there. And it's got a few little flowers peeking in that you can see there. And I was able to get to 0.41% because this is going to be a huge, it's huge. I've got this wrapped up several times. I think this is one of my largest whips, if not, I can't remember what my other one is. This is 375,550 stitches. So I'm at 0.41%. So, and I really like it. So that was the end of April that I did those two projects. Pardon me. Sorry, I still have this cough. It's never going to end. So that was the end of April, right after I had visited with you. We started in May. And I hate to say, for those of you who I'm doing sales with, I didn't do any sales in the month of May. So I apologize, but that's going to stop. I'm going to pick back up on all my sales again. The first project that I started and finished, let me put this back here. And that's the other thing. I was hoping to have all of my little finishes that I had done FFO'd, fully finished objects done to share with you today. And I posted it on Instagram. Hey, here's a sneak peek of what's to come. Yeah, guess what? Wah, wah, wah. That sneak peek didn't happen. I just couldn't get to it all. I got some, so I will share the ones I don't have FFO'd on my next video. Here's a little tiny Hello Spring. This is a freebie from Lizzie Kate. If I remember correctly, I know I changed the colors on this. I don't even remember because we're talking, that was 2 months ago now. Or a month and a half ago that I did this. I started on one color, didn't like it, so I switched it over to another. But this is going to be really cute. And I have a little planning. I'm putting this on a little pickup truck on the door. and maybe doing a little small for each season on that pickup truck. Yeah, so that's the plan. Fingers crossed that we can get that one done for the next go around. Okay, another project that I started 3 times. And I finally said, I'm done starting this. I'm done working on this project. And this is supposed to be a fun one, and it's frustrating me. This is by Art to Heart, Dilly-dallying and lollygagging aloud. So I started this on purple fabric that I dyed. And the stitches were awful. I think it's the fabric that I was using and those colors. So I'm like, these stitches look terrible. I mean, just looking at these, I'm like, what? This is like a 2-year-old stitched this. I'm like, okay, we're checking this. Not doing this. So I started again. And I did it on the pink that I originally started. And something happened. I don't remember what. And I got to the little flower. And actually, I think this fabric is the same fabric that I used to dye both of these. And I got all the way along that lollygagging. And again, the stitches were horrible. They just aren't laying right. And then I got to where this flower is. It's over here. And I had started the dilly in the wrong spot. And I started to frog this out. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I pulling this out on fabric that I am not happy with, for the stitches that I'm not happy with? So I'm chucking this. Chucking it. This is gonna go in the trash. I'm going to save the fabric for both of these because I have a I just noticed that my needle minders are backwards. I am planning on working on gifts for several of my friends, embroidery gifts. I'm like, you know what? This fabric stinks for cross stitch. I can use this for the embroidery because I have to make, I'm thinking maybe 30 little gifts, and I'm going to be making little pendants for my friends. So I'm gonna do a pink and a purple. I think I might dye some of it or cut some of this fabric up or get other fabric that's of this and dye it black is what I'm planning on doing. So that's that project. I will start this again, just not too sure when because I'm kind of frustrated with it, but it's the cutest little project. And I just picked up the bee. Is that the only thing in here? Yeah, there's a little tiny bumblebee that goes in there. And so that's gonna be really cute. I wanted this done. This was when I really seriously wanted it done. But after doing it those couple of times, I said, nope, I'm done. I'm done. So I said I need to do something a little sassy here because I'm frustrated because none of these projects are working out. Here I'm in May. I want to get all these done, and so far I've gotten nothing done, or I've had to start everything over and over again. So this is my first FFO. Yes, I couldn't dilly-dally. So here's my first little, all my pants are sassy pants. So this I finished. I FFO'd this yesterday, trying to hurry and get this done. This is a little button I had in my stash, fabric I had in my stash. I had bought some fabric for something that I'm going to show you later. I've been buying true fabric, cotton fabric, and it came with this ribbon, even though I already have white ribbon. But I'm like, okay, that matches those little white bloomers there, pants. And this is just a Dollar Tree frame that was brown, and I painted this just with a black metallic paint. So 1 FFO out of how many projects? This is the third one. So this is kind of cute. And I love to be sassy, especially to my husband. If you knew us, we'd tease each other all the time. So, all right, this next project, it's called Spring. It's by Country Cottage Needleworks. Or no, it's not called Spring. It's called Spring Birds. Also by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is what it should have looked like. Should have. Okay. But I want to FFO it. And I was making some adjustments, because here's another one I didn't get finished. I found this at Hobby Lobby on clearance. I think this was last fall. It's just a little thing. I got this for $2. So I wanted to just, I'm going to paint one side, put the finished picture on here. And this is what, and I did iron this, but when I was putting all these together, this is what it looks like here. Let me just stick it up there. So I made a few adjustments. I didn't put the border in it at all. The little flower, looks like grass. The original had grass, just those little V things in there, and I added little tiny French knots to it. And then these pots on either side of it, they're supposed to be really large flowers. If you can see that here. There. So they're supposed to be really large flowers, but that wouldn't fit in that frame. So I have this other spring piece, and I copied these little this one, those little flowers, and I kind of made up my own little pots there. I kind of copied what was on these. Was that it? No, I copied these little pots, just made them smaller. Pardon me. Made them smaller so that it fits in that little spinny thing now. So yeah, that's my next little project, is to put it on this little base. And I'm thinking of adding, some little flowers to it or something, but I thought that would be kind of cute. And this is also fabric that I dyed myself. So I got another one, another stitching done, just not FFO'd. So hopefully we'll get that done next month. So during May, or it might have even been through April, I had been watching Pam's Crafty Corner and Alice's, oh boy, what's her name? I'll put her here. She's one of the original Flosstubers, she and Pam, and they're good friends. And what is her name? She's in Australia, and she came to Canada to visit Pam, and they had been showing all of their projects that they had been working on together, and they went on this nice little trip. Well, one of the projects that they kept showing was something called EPP projects, English paper piecing. And I'm like, what is that? That looks like a lot of fun. So what EPP is essentially is you get a piece of paper, and I just punched cardstock, you know, some of the ugly cardstock that I had that I'm not gonna use. So you see, I've just got, these are scraps of cardstock. So you punch these out, and then you add a fabric to it to make this into a little hexagon. And so now I've got, take this out. I've got a little kit that I put together for these EPP projects. And I've got all of these little hexagons that I have basted around the paper. Oops, that's not, so you can see, and you can make things with them. So you can either glue base these, or you can use thread to base this. This one was done with thread because I was trying to figure out which I liked. This was done with just school glue. It's washable school glue. I had this kind, and I also had an Elmer's washable school glue. And so you glue those around. There's plenty of tutorials out there, so I'm not gonna really share. And then you start making little designs out of them. So I started to do that, and it's been fun. Here's my first little flower that I started. So you start with one, and then you stitch each one individually and around the main piece, and then you start to stitch these together. And you can make flowers, you can make a whole bunch of different designs. It's been really interesting. I joined this group on Facebook to see all the different designs and stuff that these different, they're quilters, I think, and I don't know how to sew, so I'm like, this would be something fun on the go to do. So I started putting all this together, and I'm like, well, I want to try at least one finished little something. So I made myself a teeny tiny little pincushion. Oops. Yeah. So you stitch all of those up just like what I showed you here, and then you add another one of those hexagons on the other end, and it makes it into this. But this was fun. It was just kind of it's more just learning how to do this than anything. I know I want to start to do more of these, but I've got so many things on the go right now that, you know, even if you could take those, they say throw a couple in a baggie in your purse, and you could take them. The one thing that I did notice quite a bit with doing that is that I had trigger thumb, and I had to get a different where is it? I had to get a different thimble. Normally I use these rubber fingers when I stitch. This wasn't strong enough to push that needle through those several layers of fabric, so I had to get, this is a stiffer plastic, and then this is hard to push that through. And I think by grasping it and pulling that needle with my thumb, I was starting to get some pain in my thumb. So I don't know if it was just how I was doing it or what. I'm sorry, I'm like having a hot flash here. I've got a fan going on below me too. Whew. Hold on, 2 moments please. Holy cow. Whew. Sorry. you know, when you get to this certain age and you're just dying of, so, all right. So that's what my little EPP project. So, and there's been other projects that I've seen from just doing these. There's one called Grandmother's Grandmother's Garden. That's what it was. And it's all these different flowers like this. And it's in a big circle on a quilt. Real bright, colorful pieces of fabric, and then the background is a white or cream, different hexagons that you can do together. So that's, you know, because yeah, I need to make a queen size quilt. I have time for that. Oh, sheesh. So, okay, moving on to another FFO. And when I shared this on Instagram, it wasn't done, even though I thought it was. I did a sal with Cat Talks, Calico Whimsy, and Miss Tan Stitches for Spring into Mill Hill. This was my first Mill Hill project, and it's done. This one is called Honeybee. And when I shared this on Instagram, I had forgotten to add the back stitch on the wings here. So, yep, I really liked doing this. It's missing the little blue flower that came in the kit. I didn't particularly care for it. I thought it kind of looked strange with mine. Maybe it looked better because, you know, those are clay beads, so my flat clay bead might have looked a little different than yours. But this is just another Dollar Tree frame. These Mill Hill frames, they're expensive, between $15 to $18 for this little square, this little frame. Let me show you a picture of what it looked like before. It was pink. It was pink. So, and it had this hello love in there, and there was a big gash in the hello, you know, like, okay, so I don't care if I take that because I just put my bee right on top of there. Oops, goes like that. So, this first of all was my first Mill Hill, and I also learned how to bead with this. And that was something else that caused me to go down a huge rabbit hole, which is going to be a huge rest of the discussion with this Flosstube for this month. But I had asked if anybody had suggestions on how they bead. Do you sit at a table? You know, because I was worried how those, if they would spill, what do you put those on? And I had just received that day, it was a tacky mat, not a tacky bob. I can't remember exactly what this one was called, tacky bill, tacky bob. And someone suggested that I check out Helen D's tutorial on how she beads. Well, Helen D, you blew my mind. I think I watched every tutorial of yours after that because she's so good. I really enjoyed it. But she had made hers with like a bottle cap or just a cap of some sort. And she put a tacky little thing in there. And I'm like, okay, well, this I could use, try to repurpose something. It was like, not a pop bottle cap or maybe a spice jar cap. So I started going shopping for spice jars with just a metal cap. Spices that I would use. And I bought some and didn't end up using them. What I ended up doing is I had this is a metal needle case that I had. It came with a needle minder that I bought years ago. And I put that little tacky, I cut that mat and I stuck it in there. And what I ended up doing, and I don't have it for right now. Here, let me grab a magnet. This is just so I put a magnet behind here. So when I was stitching, I put this as a needle minder with the magnet behind there. Those beads didn't move a darn bit. It was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. And then, you know, beading, threading beads was hard, so I just threw one of these in here. But what was nice is, because I wasn't always working on this project, it had this lid, oops, that I could just slide on here. And all my beads were nice and safe. I didn't have to go put them back in their little baggies or anything. This was, I was so happy to have found whoever shared Helen D's tutorials. So if that was you, thank you very much. And to Helen D, thank you. Well, I should say thank you for the tutorial, but my wallet does not thank you, because I have bought a lot of stuff because of you. You were a huge enabler, and I really had a lot of fun shopping, and I will share that in here in just a minute. Oh, one other little teeny tiny project. This was called, I couldn't find the pattern here. This was called Blooming Heart Trio, and I don't remember who, because I can't find my pattern. But this is what the pattern looked like. And so it was, you had a tulip, you had a rose, and this little flower, I don't know, daisy, I guess you could say. And I thought this would be really cute. And again, I started it. And the thing with this pattern is they had the symbol. Oops. They had the symbol on this. Various symbols when you went to look at the colors. Because I just said, oh, I'm just going to pick from my stash. I'm not going to look. The colors were all exactly the same. All of the symbols were the same on the pattern. And I'm like, well, this is stupid. So I started one. And I started one that suggested it. And this was purple and yellow. I'm like, that's ugly. So then I started another one. I'm like, nope, not wasting my time on this. So you're going to see this. I only saved this to show you guys. It's going in the trash because I'm done with that. So this is what I ended up with. Just a little tiny thing. And I put it on. And I know these corners are not great. I know that. It's going to drive me crazy that they're not great. But this little metal bunny, I got this at Hobby Lobby after Easter, 90% off. I got it for 29 cents. So it has a little thing I can hang, but I'm thinking I might just put it in a little stand or put it on my tier tray. So this turned out okay. And I kind of wonder if I shouldn't have put some little rickrack behind here, but I was trying to hurry and get these done for my Flosstube, and then I said, I'm not going to get all these done, so this is it. Another little FFO. So it's cute. It's not perfect. It was my first one. So I wish I would have started on a bigger one just to try to get those corners right. And I know they say to squeeze them, but I have squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, and it's just not working. So, or maybe I'll take my hot glue gun or my heat gun to this to melt that hot glue, take it off, and try to fix it. We'll see if I even do that. All right, so those were all, I think those were all of my little, no, they weren't. I have one more little one, and I just finished this last week. Let me take a sip here. I ended up going over Memorial Day to a quilt show in Castle Rock, and because, you know, I started getting involved, or not involved, getting interested in EPP quilts, and I'm like, well, maybe they'll have something. It was free to get in. I know it was cheap to get in, and I thought, my husband's working, I'm by myself, let's just go for a little drive. Well, I got there, and I found, let me take this out, I didn't realize I had this. One of the vendors there had wool applique and embroidery. So because I'm going to be doing a bunch of embroidery projects, I'm like, well, this might be a nice little mix of things to try. So I picked this up. It's from Lori Smith, and the company is From My Heart to Your Hands, and I think she's local here in Colorado. And this quilt is called Millie's Delight. And it was really cute. Here's what the entire quilt looked like. And when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is way too big, because she had it done up. So I'm like, this is really pretty. And I'm not a fan of this fabric, but you know, you can change that out. And again, this is a close-up to it. So you've got little buttons in there, you've got embroidery, and then you've got little bits and bobs of wool applique. I'm like, well, this would be a nice little thing to try. So I did, and I shared it on Instagram. I'm like, y'all, tell me what color pot I should do. And I just ended up doing the beige. So these were just buttons I had in my stash. I watched several YouTube videos on how to applique. So this, I think these buttons might be a little too big, but that's okay. You know, it's your own. So, so this one is a button, and then see, I just did the applique underneath, and then the leaves, and then this is the wool. And while I was at that quilt show, I picked up this from another vendor. It was just a bag of scraps of wool to start, you know, because you're like, okay, I don't know anything about this, and everything I want to do is small. So it has some real nice purples and greens and a few yellows, some maroons in there. And I just used that. So the plan to FFO this, I was going to, hold on, let's sidetrack here. Okay, I'm gonna go back, sorry. This, I was going to not FFO this in this frame. I was going to put it in this clock. This clock came white, and I painted this. So it's just, the backing is the clock itself. So I put this bee in here, and it didn't quite, I felt like it wasn't seen enough, you know, with all that beadwork in there and all of the sparkle that was in here, you couldn't see it. So I'm like, okay, what? And I'm like, ooh, this little applique piece would be really cute in this. And I tried it before I got on today with you guys, and I didn't like it. So we'll see. I need to figure out what I want to do with this, how to FFO this, but hopefully on my next video you'll see this done. But this was really cute. Hold on. Sorry about that. My husband, so the dog was barking and I didn't want to. So I hope to figure out what to do with this. And what I'm thinking of is, darn it, I just put this, oh, here. So I'm thinking maybe in that glare, maybe in that clock, to do something like, because, you know, this, which one did I do here? I did this one. No, I didn't do that one. Which one did I do? Okay, I did this one. But what I'm thinking is maybe doing that, or where is it? This. Maybe one of those in this. We will see. But let me show you. But this clock I got at Hobby Lobby on a really good sale too, and it was white. And I painted that. And this isn't a great picture, but that's what it looked like before. So that's what it looked like. And, you know, having beige fabric, so I like this better. And I did kind of a patina look. I did several layers of paint on it. It's not fantastic or anything, but hey, it's for my house. But I want to put a stitched piece in here. I don't want it to be a clock. I want to, that's the focus on that. Okay, so those are all of the little projects that I worked on through May up through last Thursday. So after I did all of that, and hey, we're now into June. So now that we're into June, it's time to start back to my full coverage projects. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get back to those. And I've shared this many times. This project is called Elisa, or it's by Elisa. It's called Tulips. And I have reached, sorry, it's late in the evening, and the sun's kind of behind a cloud. Here's where I am on this. I calculated with the squares that I have left, I've hit 60% on this. So the goal is to have this done by the end of the year. Hope we can get to that. So, yep. And there's just real big blocks of color, but this is a paper pattern, and we'll get through there with that. All right, and then my last cross stitch project that I am going to share with you guys today, and you have seen this many times before. This is called Swinging Girl by Stitching Moon. Swinging Girl by Stitching Moon. It's a watercolor piece of a girl just swinging on a swing. Carefree. And last night I reached 50% on this. So I'm doing this 3/1 10 stitch. So right at 50% on here. So, and you know, this really isn't, it's just barely past this. I think that might be the last square there. And we'll be, that's it. So, all right. So, going into haul. If you're not interested in haul, because there's a lot. Let me pull this up here. So you've kind of seen a few of the things that I've purchased along the way. Look at this one curl here. It's the same. This looks stupid. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Why do I have one long hair? And sorry. What is wrong with me? Okay, so one day I was gonna meet a girlfriend for lunch, and I'm like just itching to buy something. I need to buy something. And before we met, I got online because part of my haul on clearance was this thing from Hobby Lobby. Okay, I want to put something on here. I have already tried. I have a jelly jar that I'm going to paint that will fit in here, and I can do a floral arrangement for each season. But this, I was trying to figure out, and this I got 90% off. So I got a screaming deal for this, and I know exactly where I'm going to put it in my kitchen. Exactly. I just have to stitch something. So I was looking, thinking, what could I do? I want to do something seasonal. So I found this off Etsy. I think it's Poutini charts, and it's a series called When I Think of winter, when I think of spring, when I think of summer, and when I think of, is it autumn or fall? Where is it? Autumn. Okay, here is when I think of winter, and these were on sale, so look at how cute those are. Can you see that? So I just thought that was really cute with the snowman and the mittens and the little ice skate. Really cute. So that's the winter. The summer is the one that I don't like. Well, I might have to adjust some things. So when I think of summer, because we're inland, we are in Colorado. There is no ocean or beaches near us or crabs, seagulls. None of that is by us. So we have to try to figure something else. But of course you've got umbrellas and watermelons and popsicles and kites, all that. So when I think of summer, when I think of spring, I thought this was adorable. Now this, when I think of spring, it has for a shamrock, I would stitch those with just little pink hearts. Cute. And then the autumn I really like. So when I think of autumn, yeah, I really like that. And I like how they did it in these frames. So I need to figure out a way to do that. And then each season I have a bouquet of flowers that matches with that. So this was a Friday. I was gonna go have lunch with my girlfriend. She's one of the coordinators to the annual crop that I go to, and this year's the 20-year reunion, and she forgot to bring me something because she always has me, she makes tags as like a reminder for us for each year that we go, and she has me color them. Well, she forgot. So she's like, can we swing by my house after so I can give that to you? And I'm like, sure, no problem. So we go running over there, and I'm like, oh, Cindy, there's a stitching shop like a mile from your house. Would you like to go with me? And she's like, sure, no problem. Okay, so I had just been watching Helen D. Something just fell upstairs on my husband. Hold on. I'm back. The dog puked all over the hardwood floor, and my husband didn't know. Almost slipped in it, almost broke his neck. He fell pretty good. And it's just, this is how life has been for us lately. So that's all cleaned up. Still having hot flashes, so there's just, oh, I hope I can get through this video. Let's see. So, the story I was sharing. My girlfriend and I went to a stitching shop, which is the local L&S here in Denver. And since I had been watching Helen D, I had been enabled by a lot of the things that she's been sharing. Or, yeah, she's been sharing. I think I got some things out of order, but that's okay. So, I got there. I got my girlfriend a Mill Hill kit. She loved it. I got 2 of the Tiny Town by Heart in Hand, because these are adorable. The first one I got is Blooming Tiny Town, and I would love to try to learn how to do this as a drum. So isn't that cute? And then the other one I got is called Honey of a Tiny Town. And I thought this was really cute too. So Helen D, you've been sharing some stuff, and it's been pretty darn dangerous watching you. So the other thing that I had seen from a stitching shop, I got an email from them saying that Hands-On Design is going to be here in July, and there's going to be a class, a finishing class. So I had signed up for it. Wasn't sure, I did this online, wasn't sure if I was gonna get in because it was close to the expiration, and I got in. So the class is next month. I think I have 5 weeks to get the stitching in. So this is what I'm gonna be focusing on for the rest of June and July. So we've got these little things. I think that this is perforated paper, like for a Mill Hill kit. And then since I don't know how to stitch on linen, I got two little pieces of beige. I can't even remember what it's called, what color or anything. Ada. And then these are the colors I got. They're classic color works with these colors. And the kit, I'm not going to share it because I'm not sure. I actually watched Hands-On Design's latest video last night, and I also checked their website, and I don't think that they've been sharing what this is. So, but it's called Folk Art Fall. So I got that. This came in the mail as a nice surprise. Let me move this over here. All right, and then I just started going gangbusters shopping. So I went and did that with my girlfriend. Ooh, I bought this also while we were at a stitching shop. And Christine from Calico Whimsy, I blame this one on you. It's called Just Nan Bluebird Tweet. Because Christine had finished one of these little birds, and I'm like, oh, it's so darn cute. So this will be a fun one to do. It didn't come with the tin, but you know, we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll find that tin. So those are the things I got at a stitching shop. So then we go along, and let me stop here. I'm trying to be responsible, but I'm not responsible. I got some money from work. I think I've shared before that they do this system where if anybody does a good job, they throw, they call it points, into this system where you can get gifts. And all of these gifts are like a chainsaw or a TV or a tablet, and I've already gotten 3 TVs from this before, so I don't need another one. I've gotten a lot of stuff and I don't need it, so I cashed everything out. I cashed this out in December, and all of the the cards were expiring at the end of this month. I'm like, we don't need anything. I don't have any bills to pay, so I'm gonna go shopping. And shopping I did. So most of this is all from 123 Stitch. Going along with that little bird that I showed you, I'll show you this one because it's another Just Nan thing. Mouse on a tin, and it's plumed peacock mouse. And look how cute that is. So that you know, because that's something fun. So I got that. My daughter, I don't know if you remember, she's really into her chickens, so I thought this would be a nice little thing to get for her. What is this called? Madame Chantilly. I found Madame Chantilly, and I'm like, I really like her stuff. Is this the only one I got of hers? I think so. So Madame Chantilly. These are little, what is this called? Galline. And it's chickens in different languages. So I want to do this for my daughter, for her chickens, because that's more her style than, because I wouldn't have bought this if it was for me, but I think she'd get a kick out of it. Let's see. Does that help the lighting? Little. Okay. I don't have one of those ring lights that y'all are fancy with. Okay. Who was doing this? Was it a Flosstuber? This is, I found this from somebody. I can't remember who I watched, and it's called Petal Pusher. How does your garden grow? And this, let me pull it out of the plastic, because this is really a unique little pattern, and it's super cute because you can stitch this pattern in one. So man, that's tiny here. Okay, so look at that cute little spring scene. You can do that. There. You can do this little waterfall with a couple little flowers or a house. And so you can mix and match this all up. And I thought, well, that's just darn cute. How does your garden grow spring? And this is by Petal Pusher. I think this was from Helen D too. I think this was from Helen D. Okay. Then I found this. Plum Street Samplers, Rest a While. This would be cute as a little fall piece with that little fox. I like the little acorns and the little flowers and leaves and whatnot. Rest a While by Plum Street Samplers. Okay, now this is just so stinking darn cute that I'm like, this is from Lila Studios. Spring Parade Set 2. Now come on, look at those darn little bunnies. And their little, one's riding a little sheep. Looks like a strawberry. I don't know what vegetable that is. And then, I think it's a beet. But gosh, those are so darn cute. And I was thinking maybe doing 3 in a row or something. So there's that. I think Helen D was doing this one too, called Strawberry Fair by October House. I was just really in a spring mood and wanted to stitch a bunch of smalls. And who would have thought I'd only get like 4 smalls done in the month of May. Okay. I love this one. It's by Jardin Privé. I'm not even gonna try a Fil des Nicours. It's a little bird house, or lots of little bird houses on a fence or near a fence. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love stitching birds. And I also have a big collection of bird houses that I have scattered throughout my house. So, and here's the name of it. This. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what that is. I thought, oh, that's so cute. Okay. Another one from Helen D. I watched her do a tutorial on strawberries, or I think they're called berries. And I'm like, how did I not know that about these? These are just adorable. And so I watched her do this tutorial with all the different pins that you could put in and stuff. So I thought, we'll just start with a small one by Erica Michaels. Because I'm like, where do you find these? And I think I asked on Instagram that too. And somebody said Erica Michaels. I'm like, gosh, here's another rabbit hole to go down. Okay, I've got plenty of spring stuff. Let's try a little fall thing here with sunflowers. And I've been wanting to do something for another friend who has hummingbirds, and I put out my first hummingbird feeder this summer. My husband said that he saw one last week. I still haven't seen any, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing one. But this is from Crossed Wing Collection, and what's the name of this one? Broad-billed hummingbird. So if I was to stitch this, I'm not going to stitch those words around it. I just stitch it. That's pretty. This one I really want to start soon. Satsuma Street, folk flowers. I have a spot that I'm trying to cover up my wall that I think would be perfect for this, and it's since since this is so long, I don't think I would do this top one so that it would fit right where I need it to be. So, and what's nice is you've got all these different options to break this up and do these individually like that, or on these little bags or whatever. So I picked up some of this, I think it's not black Ada. What is this right here? Chalkboard Ada to put this on. And hopefully that Ada won't be as hard to stitch on as regular Ada. This is 14 count. But I just think that I love this. Okay. And I picked these up, Stitchy Stars. And then I don't know why I was drawn to this. I'm looking at it now like, yeah, it's okay. Why did I pick this up? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. This other one, it's Bee in My Bonnet by Lori Holt. Stitch cards. Now I make cards, but I would never spend the cross stitch and do a cross stitch on a card. No way. I would do something else for this. So, okay. Okay, going back to my birdhouses. Stony Creek, Faith Family Friends birdhouses. So, this is adorable. I would not stitch any of that. I would just do the birdhouses, and I think that checkered fabric kind of detracts from the houses, but I don't know, maybe you like it. We'll see. Okay, and this last one, this one, Laura from Stitching by the Shore. I was enabled by her. I watch her every week. So Laura, and I'm the crazy one who said I was fangirling on our Zoom that one time. I'm so excited to see her. And she does a Zoom, and Laura Stitching by the Shore also has a Facebook group if you're interested. But I watch her every week, and she is stitching this. And this picture does not do it justice. Croquet a go-go, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce this either. This is really pretty stitched on the beige fabric. That white really pops out, and poppies are one of my favorites, so I couldn't help but throw that in. So granted, this has been I think 2, maybe 3 purchases from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. I've also bought fabric for some of those Bloomingtown for this one that I just showed you, because you can't find that fabric in the big box stores anymore. They only carry 14 count Ada white, and that's not what I want. So this last pattern that I bought, I have really been enjoying everyone who has done the Modern Folk embroidery Sal from, is it 2 or 3 years ago? It's gorgeous, and I'm like, should I get this? Should I not get it? I have enough projects to do. What should I do here? Well, Alara. showed this on her last Flosstube, and I'm like, bingo, that is what I want. And it's called Song of the Nightingale. And I think it looks very similar to that Sal that everyone's doing, but it's just more of a mini, and I really like this. So we'll see when this gets started. So, all right, more purchases. Now this is not cross stitch. Oh, and I got a Nerge, because I haven't tried this yet. So I've heard several people say that they like these, so I thought, okay, I'll try one. I've got lots of hoops, and they're okay. And I've got Q-snaps. This is just about the right size of Q-snap that I usually will break I get an 8 by 8 and 11 by 11 and break it down into an 8 by 11. So this is about that same size. Oh, one more thing from 123 Stitch. I had to pick up these little cute scissors for travel. Not that I don't already have little scissors, but look at how darn cute those were. I'm like, and I don't travel much anymore, but hey, you just never know. But I thought those were cute. And then here are some beads that I picked up. These were from Buttons Galore and More. These are little hobby beads. It's got this little bumblebee that I want to put on something. I will figure out what to put it on. I thought about putting it on that Mill Hill Bee one that I shared with you. And then I was looking for some others, and I picked these up at Hobby Lobby, at Hobby Lobby. Some more little bees. And some ladybugs that I thought were cute too. All right, there's that. With the EPP paper, English paper piecing, I'm like, I would like to try to start something, and I don't know what, so I thought and somebody had bought a sampler pack from this company, and it came in the cutest box. I had to keep the box to show you. It's from serendipitywoods.com, and let me make sure that my name is not, or my address is not on here, because I don't really want to share my address with YouTube. So, I was going to show you that side. Serendipity Woods. Look at that cute little bunny. This came in the box, and I had forgot that I bought this fabric. Like, this would be cute to try to do a stitch piece, or not cross stitch, do an embroidery, and then do little wool flowers. I thought this would be a cute fall scene. And you got to give them the credit of the artist. And then look at this on the side. It says, Fabric Joy has arrived. Oh, so darn cute. And it all came up, it came really nice and neat. And I busted this out because I kept wanting to look at them. But I was planning on using some of these for my FFOs or my English paper piercing. So look at all of these fun fabrics. Different ones. Just a nice little variety of everything. And I don't know the sizes of these. What is this? 9 by 10, 9 inches by 10 inches. So not It's not huge, but you know, you could figure out something to do with it. So that was fun. And well, I'll come back to this in a second. When I was at that quilt show, when I first walked in the door, the first quilt that I saw was this. It's called Into the Garden, the Cottage Rose. It's from Cottage Rose Quilt Shop. And this pattern doesn't do it justice either, but oh man, this was so cool in person. I'm like, ooh, so many different fun things you can do. So I'm like, oh, I want to do this. How do you do this? The lady, she was so funny. She's like, well, it's called wool applique. And you know, she's really sweet. And I'm like, okay, you are the first one. You're the first vendor that I've seen. Let me go walk around and I will come back. And so she was the last vendor that I saw. So I got this, and the other wool applique, I got this quilt blocks. Everything's Blooming by Erica Capro. These are bigger. Look at how gorgeous that is. I absolutely love this. Man, these colors just pop off that black felt. They're spectacular. So you could do spring. This looks like an autumn thing. That looks autumn. You know, mix and match these. And this is what the entire quilt looks like. Fantastic. Oh, I love it. And they didn't have this as a finished piece, but I was like, yeah, okay, I need that. So, and then because I did that, I came home and I bought a bunch of felt, different types of felt to try to learn how to do this. So I thought this would be a nice variety to just try to start one of these. Just one of these, you know, and maybe one of these would be great in my clock in this. Because I think, you know, the colors would really stand out more, be a lot more vibrant in this. So that's what I'm thinking. That'll be, I just think that is so fun. Okay. And then on my way home from the quilt show, I stopped by Joann's and they were having a big sale. And because I was so excited about what I had just seen, and the gal who sold me this, oh, this is a photo. The gal who sold me this, while she was waiting, she was doing something called needle turn applique. And so she showed me how she was doing that. And so while I was at Joann's, I picked up this book, Happy Flower Quilts. And it's got all the patterns back here. These are the patterns. And, you know, I'm not a quilter, so I'd have to learn how. Oh, where did that go? There's one, page 22. And I'm not going to do a flip through from this because this video is ending up to be way, way, way too long. But look at how all the different types of fabrics that are in there, just with those little leaves. I just love that. And then here is one other example page that I was going to show you. No, that's not it. Where did it go? I'm sorry if you're bored with me. Oh, here we go. Look at that little bag. You could make a little project bag or little totes. You know, now those don't take a lot of fabric, and I can use what I bought with that. Okay. So I am coming down to the end of my gift cards, and I'm down to a few more days of until it expires. Now, granted, I've spent it on meals going out. I've spent it on this. Let me take another drink. Let me stick with the felt stuff. These came yesterday, and these are fantastic. Oh, they're both by shabbyfabrics.com. I can't remember if it's Etsy or eBay. They're both table runners. Look at that. How pretty is that? See how pretty that is? Now, there's one option. It gives you an option in blue and an option in pink. Now, as much as I like this, I would not do it as a table runner. I was thinking of doing it just as a little picture. You could do it up through the daisies or cut that daisies off to make it. Wouldn't that be cute? God, I really like that. And that can't be hard because it can't be that hard. And they're nice big pieces to stitch on. So, Baltimore Garden. And this other one is really fun too. Magical Garden Table Runner. How fun is that? Again, I don't think I would do it as a table runner. But you know that this thing, you know, I could maybe put some of these little houses on there, or those other so look, you could just break it down by one little house. That's that same house. Okay, so look like that. If you break that down, how cute is that? Or it's this one that I really liked. Okay, this house there, the little house, the flowers over here, a bumblebee coming over here, and a little snail, or even coming over this way, those flowers and the snail. That just looks like so much fun. So much fun. So, okay. 3 more purchases. I've never seen this. This is a Dimensions Gold. It's called Garden Collectibles. I've never seen anyone stitch this, and it was very reasonably priced. I got this off of Etsy. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I don't know, I just like everything about this little cloche thing, the table itself that it's, or dresser it's sitting on. Okay. This came today, on Sunday. It came today. And if I would have known that this came in digital, I would have bought it in digital. And I didn't find out until after I purchased it. Tiny Modernist Mushroom Forest. That's really cute too. And the last one. I have never seen this stitched. It's me. It's birds. It's by Mereshka, and it is called Summertime. Now, not the brown fabric. That just dulls that bad boy down. Ugh. And not the words at the top. Just the little birds, the poppies. Yeah, I really like that. So that's fun. And I have one final Mereshka kit coming. I think it's coming from Germany. So that should be here in a few days. So if you're still with me, thank you. Oh boy. I do have, and thank you for all the interruptions, because our life has just been chaotic. Just chaotic. So, my plans, I am going to plan on, okay, come here, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Come here. Sorry. The puker wants to come say hi while we're talking about plants. Right? Were you the puker? Yeah, I know. And did you make Daddy almost fall down? Yeah, he did. So, my plans for the rest of June and July, since I have that class, that finishing class with hands-on design, I have to finish those. I have to start them and I have to stitch them. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And I do plan on working on the SALs that I have, Binary of Nature that we do on the 1st of the month, and also 2x2 stitch art that's done on the 22nd of every month. If you haven't joined us, you're more than welcome to. I know, bud. So that's what I'm planning. And then if I get that hands-on design stitching done, then I'll work on some of my full coverage projects that I had originally planned to do. So that's the goal. One thing that I have noticed, and Laura from Stitching by the Shore mentioned this on one of her videos, is that I'm seeing a lot more advertisements in these videos, and I'm going to try. Look at he's loving the rub down here. I'm going to try to not have advertisements. I don't monetize these videos, so I know that they're annoying when advertisements come up. So if they come up or are annoying to you, will you let me know so I can try to see what I can do on my side to eliminate those. So, lastly, a little bit of life update. We have been just extremely busy, haven't we, bud? Yeah, we've just been so busy. It's just been nonstop. Like I said, I started to try to do this video on Thursday, and then I like, okay, I'll do it Friday. Ended up working all day Friday. Yesterday, it's been raining here like crazy, nonstop rain. So yesterday it didn't rain, and my husband and I are like, we've got all this other stuff that we should be doing, and so we took that off, and I was gonna do this, and we cleaned out our gutters because we thought, because all the water, the leaves were causing all the water to just spill over, and we had to fix a toilet yesterday. It's just junk. 2 weeks ago, we had a convention that we went to. That's a 3-day convention, and my husband and I did a lot of volunteer work for that, for the entire thing, and so we were pooped after, but we see a lot of friends. It's really good to go to those, and it's encouraging. And then last weekend, my nephew, my husband's sister's boy, I had ordered a tabletop from him last summer, and he called last week and said, hey, we're coming to deliver this. So I shared this on my Instagram, but I also wanted to share that this here, my nephew handmade this tabletop for me. Let's see, can you see it? Whoops. That's our train ride that we went on. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah. Oh, darn. Here it is. Oh, you don't want to show there. There's our tabletop that my nephew hand made that. So it's made out of walnut and resin, and it turned out really great. So I'm so proud of him. He's trying to create his own business. And so he and his wife and 2 little ones, a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old, came. And that's exhausting. Let me tell you, to have little ones like that come, they're just go, 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 go nonstop. So, but it was great to have them here. Work has been busy, but it's been good. So this go around, I'm at 40 minutes. So I'm hoping that this whole video doesn't end up to be like 2 hours long. Alara. So if you stuck it out this far with me, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I have fun doing these videos. I'm just not always able to do them, but I appreciate the interaction that I have with you all. And so please comment, and we'll talk to you in August, because I'm not planning on doing another video in July, because I'm just going to focus on that one kit from Hands On Design. And in August, I will have my 2-year anniversary on Flosstube, and that's when I plan on doing a whip parade. So, and it's going to be a lot. So, but thank you all for joining me. Hope you all are safe. Hope you all are doing well. And for those of you in Colorado, I hope you all are drying out, ringing everything. It's just been nonstop rain here. So hopefully it's relaxing a little. So thank you all. Take care. Oh, Cruz, you'll say goodbye. Thanks all. Bye-bye.